Hi, it's Jane from Button Art Central, and I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey now over what happened when I decided to wash my buttons. So before we start, let me give you a little bit of context. I've been wanting to make particular artwork for a while, and I knew just intuitively I probably should wash all the buttons that I have. And so I did, and I put zero thought into it. I literally threw them into a bucket, and then I put a little bit of dish cleaner in there, and that was it. Stirred it up and left it on the table. This is actually day 2. I did not realize when I first did this how disgusting these buttons were. And it was only when I was doing it on day 2 that I realized I probably should record this. Moving on to day 3. As you can see, the water is a bit clearer, but it's still pretty horrible. So once again, what I did was I emptied all the water out. I put the water back in with a little bit of dish soap. I sudsed it up with my hand, and this is it after about an hour. This was day 4. I decided that it was pretty much as clean as I was going to get them unless I did this process over and over and over again. The next thing I decided to do was I was going to take all my wet buttons outside and put them on a towel. It was a really hot day in Sydney that day. I thought it perfect. And then I realised the error of my ways when I didn't drain the buttons properly. So basically I ended up with a big wet towel with buttons all over it. It was going to take hours to dry. So instead of leaving it like that, I bundled it all up into the towel again and put it inside the bucket until I decided what I was actually going to do. So next, what I decided to do was to leave everything in the bucket. I took it out, and then I started putting all the relatively dry buttons onto another towel in the baking hot sun. I thought this time they're definitely going to dry. So I pulled them out like this, and then I put them on the towel, spread them all out, and I let them dry for about 4 hours in the sun. So as you can see, I brought them back inside. They're now sitting there all pristine, really, really pretty. The colours were so much brighter than when I first put them in the water. I had no idea. I would never recommend that you actually follow what I did because it was pretty reckless. I didn't put any thought into it. But what I do suggest is you pop over to buttonartcentral.com or Button Art Central on Facebook. Go to the guides. There's a ton of information on there. Anyway, this is Jane from Button Art Central. Till next time. Cheers, buttoneers. Follow and subscribe.